All right, what's going on, guys? My name is Logan with West Desert Wheeler. I've got my G-Speed V3 out here, and today we're going to be running a trail that I've come up with out here in Babylon. Basically, we're going to travel our way over here and then up the side of the mountain and then into a canyon. I call it the Paradox Trail. Let's get to it and see how the G-Speed does on the rocks. I'll tell you what, since the first time I've showed this truck, I've got it tuned up just a little bit. Right now I'm running front wheel weights only, just to kind of experiment to see if I like the rears on there or not. But outside of that, the truck has been doing great, and I'm really looking forward to running this in some competitions. Some of the downsides of this truck have actually been the Proline cliffhanger body. This thing has been cracking on me really easy, and I've already cracked it in like 4 different spots, which is really a letdown because I'm not much of a painter, so I put a little bit of effort into making this Iron Man paint scheme, and this body's like just falling apart. So that's a bummer, but you know, it's what Lexan bodies do. So outside of that, truck's been performing great. Got the Element Stealth X transmission in here, low range RC forward motor mount. Got the G-Speed V3 carbon chassis. Axial AR45 axles. I've got axial shocks in the rear. I think they're 90 millimeter. And then I've got Incision 80 millimeters off of Phoenix in the fronts. So not a ton of travel in the front, but it seems to not really mind. And then another really good thing about this truck is when I get on something with a bad breakover angle like that, it's really good at dragging its front end up and across rather than just getting stuck. It's really good at being able to pull its ass up and over stuff. So that's definitely a nice change of pace compared to every other truck I've had. But when the rear is so light, it doesn't take that much to get the front to pull it up and over. Hardcore RC stainless links. I went with stainless instead of titanium. I actually wanted a little bit of weight down low, so that's the reason I did. Cruising down this crazy side hill. Rear tire's in the air, but it's definitely stable. There's my dog Sydney cruising through. Yeah, popped right out. Running an overdrive gear set in the axle, and then I'm also running the 10% overdrive gearing in the Element transmission. So combination, it ends up being like 25% or so, which is about as aggressive as I want. It's kind of like dead on right where I want it, completely honest. I know that you can get like 30% or crazy combinations out there, but I like the 20% range. You can't quite see it, but you can definitely see the performance increase. As you can see, the big Sky RC sticker up top here, that is a local hobby shop down in St. George, Utah. If you guys are in the area, stop by and check them out. Cody was a big part of helping me get this entire truck and project put together. He now carries the full line of G-Speed products, as well as some Team Garage Hack stuff. They've got the, right now Cody's got the full brass Team Garage Hack super positive offset wheels in the shop. Those things are crazy nice, and man, they are a little spendy. So if you guys are looking for G-Speed stuff, get over to Sky RC. They will have what you're looking for. But yeah, always support your local hobby shop whenever possible. Cody's really been able to help me out and support the channel, so I really appreciate the support from him. That's where we're trying to get. So we're really just kind of working our way over to this canyon at this point. This video is going to be a pretty long one. Oh. Come on, truck. I made my own sliders that fit the cliffhanger body. And I think that's where we're running into our issues, is that slider is trying to pivot and it's throwing the tires in different directions. That back driver is trying to drive under the truck, and I don't want it to. But I can't lose the front passenger. See if we can scrub it along a little further, then turn into it. And that's kind of working. Okay. I think I did this climb with the G-Speed in the first video. So it's kind of funny that struggling on it now, but we're gonna bypass it just to keep moving down this trail. We got a long way to go. All right, come on, G-Speed. Let's get these tires scrubbed in a little bit. Axle's getting grabbed by a rock formation out here. So you guys will definitely have to drop a comment down below if you enjoy the longer videos. Are you actually watching the whole thing all the way through? Definitely let me know if you do. Because it takes longer to upload, it takes longer to edit, it just takes more time. So if you guys aren't watching the whole thing, I don't really mind if you do or don't. Just let me know if you don't. But a lot of the times I'm like working on my RCs and stuff, I'll put on the live streams from Scale Builders Guild or Harley Designs. It's good to just have something to listen to while you're wrenching, so sometimes the longer videos aren't such a bad thing. So definitely let me know if you guys are working on your RC as I'm talking about that, because I'm sure there's quite a few that are. When you have a fleet of trucks like I do, you're working on them a lot. Oh, there she goes. Shoot up through here. So this truck picks up tire quite a bit, but it's not a flex monster, but it still stays stable and predictable. So I don't mind missing out on the articulation a little bit, but so right here on this drop, got a nice little V to hold the truck in place. Gonna let the rock sliders hold us in place. Try and get that front end set down. There she goes. It's gonna continue to pivot. Oh, that saved itself. Side hill through here. We're actually going to back down into the canyon. Now it's interesting when you're reversing with overdrive, the front end's trying to outrun the rears. So it does weird things to the suspension if your geometry is out of whack. Just squeeze down through here, and then we're getting into this vertical challenge. I showed this in the first video with the G-Speed, but if you missed it, this truck does surprisingly well on extremely steep terrain, including the dog. Hello, dog. You're just gonna sit down right in front of us, huh? Get out of the way, keep going. Or not. So here we go. The camera is straight ahead. This truck's going like straight up and down. Let's see if she, oh yeah, there it goes. And you can see the dog can barely climb up this stuff. That's it, good dog. So if you needed to tell how steep that was, my dog is there to help you. I'm gonna go up around the side here. I mean, it just gets so steep, there's just nowhere else to go. You don't get to do a bunch of technical fun stuff through here. It's just big, flat, steep rock terrain, because that's really all that it can do through here. There she goes. So at this point on the mountain, we got to make a crossover. And there's only like 2 points where it's even remotely possible. This is hopefully one of them. I've run the area before, but like I haven't hit every line. I've never really just nailed down exactly what the trail is. So we're kind of just doing that today. That was it. Very nice G-Speed. Steep, technical. Awesome. So yeah, from here we're actually going to go backtrack a little bit down. We're going to see if we can do this. I've tried this before, but it's ended up not so great for me in the past. This overdrive here is really going to help pull that front end right up and get it turned. We need to try and get our front hooked up here if possible. I think the truck's about to belly out on a side hill, which is never good. All tires on the ground, skids on the ground. That is not an easy line. I've rolled a lot of times there. And the G-Speed just powered through. A little careful driving, made it look easy. Oh, don't want to scratch that SkyRC sticker. That's it. And here we go. Got to find the next line up. You know what? We might just try and skirt right around the edge here. It's off camber and steep. As most of this trail is. Most of this trail is very steep. See, the front end just grabs and drags the rear up. That's where this truck really shines. That's awesome. I love how easily it does that stuff. Let's get ourselves into a little trouble up here. Let's try and do a steep off camber into a V-notch. Pretty wild obstacle. Skirt just inside of that little out. This is where the overdrive will save you. It'll keep the front end moving faster than the rear. No, might not. See, now the front's outrunning the rears. So let's do this. Let's try and lighten up the pressure on that passenger rear to allow it to climb easier, like that. All right, our front's trapped now. It went down on the inside of that. That's it. Now it'll climb up and over it. Got the rear on the rock. Need to bring that front back up. This is not easy at all. Truck's kind of just dangling on two tires right there. Can we get it out of it? Come on, truck. Oh. Yeah, G-Speed fought through it. Got her done. That was a nasty one. That was way worse than I anticipated. All right, I realized that I got a little off course, had to backtrack, and I'll just edit that out. So here we are at the top of that V-notch climb. We're gonna go ahead and actually come back downhill at this point, because where I was going, I was gonna bypass the obstacle that gave this trail its name. So we need to hit that obstacle. There she goes, cruising downhill a little bit. Let's get our front tire just on top of that ledge there. Don't want to go too crazy with it. And then we're going to start our turn using this wall on the driver's front. Yeah, we got to dip that rear off one more time. Now start our turn. There she goes. Tried to make it help pivot, but it mostly just hooked up and drove over the stuff. Then we're gonna come up here. You know, just for time, and I know this truck will do way better backwards, so we're just gonna back down this wall. Yeah, made that look like nothing. And here we go. Now we're getting up towards Paradox. Now, one of the first times through here, a couple of our buddies had to stack some rocks to get through this, so it's the same rock stack. The front end's coming up, just letting it work. Truck's balanced on 2 tires. There it goes. Front end grab to hold, and up she goes. Oh, don't want to go too crazy here. Kind of just needs to shift the rear over. It'll give us some more belly clearance. Okay, got it done. Cruising uphill. Get that front end up on the wall, pivot right around, and we make it into this obstacle, which last time I got denied after quite a bit of trying. Although, this time, I've removed the rear wheel weights on this truck, so the rear is like a couple millimeters difference. It's a little bit narrower. I don't know if narrower is necessarily what we want, but the truck has been changed, so it might do it. Let's take a reverse now, try and get it balanced out a little bit. That left rear wants to drop in, and if the left rear doesn't drop in, the right rear tries to drop in. And here's where the obstacle paradox gets its name from. Because if you do it one way right, you can't get it the other way right. Let's take a reset and try again. There's no right answer. Missed the rear tire on that one, which means our left rear is higher than it normally is. So if we can magically get that right rear out of there, it might do it. But then it gets so bound up that it pulls the front tires off the wall. I'm pretty sure this obstacle is always required to reverse in the middle of it to get your tires back where they need to be. You love and hate this obstacle because it's a real challenge. Oh, that's it. You better stick. Front end weight coming in. Come on, truck. Come on, truck. It's got it. That was it. Sick. We got it on film too. Nice. G-Speed got through for the first time on Paradox. Now, if the last obstacle won't get you, this one will. The closest I've ever got was the first attempt I did on the first run with this G-Speed. And in the footage, like it just almost has it, and then I turn at the wrong second and the truck lets go. So I'm hoping that I can get it right this time and get this thing to pivot around here and come up this. The sliders were not there last time, and now it's hitting the slider really hard. Damn, it's one of the first times I've rolled today. Okay, we're almost to the end of this trail too. Once we hit this canyon, we're gonna be done. This thing is just crazy flexed out the wrong way. It's all pissed off. The geometry's mad. Dragging my bead lock all the way across here. And then I'm gonna turn and try and upright it. It never grabbed. Now it's too squared up on the passenger side. Maybe not. Oh man, it almost gets it. Can't get that front end to settle. this is why these obstacles are here, is because this is why these obstacles are part of this trail, is because I really like challenging myself like this. Like, I'm frustrated, but that's the fun part, is trying to figure out what it wants. There is a line here. I've never found it, but there's just a combination of little movements on the controller and it'll do it. I think I turned too late. Now it's standing up. Really need to get that front end to settle. That's it. There she goes. Rear tires on the rock. Yeah, I can't get the front end to stay down. Okay, well, if it doesn't make it up on this try, we're gonna take the bypass and cruise on up because I can't spend all day here. That's not how I want to do this. Okay, well, we're gonna go around this one, unfortunately. I hate to do it. We're also running out of sunlight too. There she goes. Still not like a gimme on the bypass. Up through the top. On up the hill. Dog checking in, seeing how we're doing. That's it. Almost got it. That's it. Just need to push. Doesn't leave a whole lot of room to play with line choice. That back left walks down the wall and then flips the truck over. So you need to keep it on the wall. But I can't have the right rear come off the ledge either. It needs to stay balanced. Well, let's just avoid the V-notch and see if we can shoot up the steep hill. I think it'll do it. It's pretty close. Got that, is it a 1900 or an 1800 Fusion in here? So it's got a little bit of wheel speed, it's not a fast truck, it's kind of that happy medium. See if we can shoot up this. Well, that's a no. Yet another bypass. Should give you an idea of just how hard this trail can be if you want it to be. If one of my best trucks isn't just flying up all the obstacles. That's why I like this area. And now, made it to the canyon. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get stopped a couple feet in. But it doesn't mean we're not going to try. So, get through this first formation. Little V-notch climb. Oh, our rear didn't climb up that. We need the rear to be up on that rock on the passenger side. And there she goes. Yep, that's what I needed. Oh man. There's a tree up above me and I almost smashed my head on it, and I've done it like 3 times before. So I'm glad I didn't do it this time. Need to get that driver rear nice and high on the wall so that it stays up on that wall. So as we work through, I want to focus on keeping that driver rear high. See, because it's already leveled out, so you have to work on keeping it up. Look out, dog. There she goes. Truck's bound up. It's going to pop out the other side. Front end's going to bring it back around. Yeah. That overdrive helps, man. It really does. Okay, it's really steep in here, and that front left tire drives up on a root of the tree, and it tries to throw it up over on the passenger side. It's like my front tire's in the air. I need it to settle. And this is where we get stopped. I made it through here with my Rock Pirate build at one point, and I don't even know how. Okay, let's take one more crack at this. And if not, I think we're gonna wrap it up here because we're running out of light too. We're gonna head out of here because I'm not making it up that for some reason. I haven't been able to do it for the last few times, so I might have to move some rocks. Truck is done, it's not happy. Well guys, that is a pretty epic trail up on the side of this mountain. This is the Paradox Trail. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The G-Speed kicks ass, as you could probably tell on this one. Pushing up some really hard stuff. Having a lot of fun out here with the dog. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the affiliate links down below. That's how you can support the channel. Shout out to Sky RC. Thank you very much, brother. I really appreciate all the support you've given me. We'll see you guys in the next one. Tell him, Sydney, keep the rubber side down.